Salut, comment ça va? Welcome back everybody to the CF Montreal career mode. We have taken the French-Canadian side from the MLS, we've put them into the French League, and in our first top flight campaign, we have had an incredible amount of success. 19 games in, second in the table, 9 points behind first place Paris Saint-Germain. But as good as we have done this season, and as you can also see there, we have scored more goals than anybody else, we have had a few dodgy results as of late. We did kind of come crashing back down to earth in the last episode, and the games don't get any easier. As you can see there on the left-hand side, PSG away from home is our next game. Now listen, the main goal for me this season was just to stay up, and at best I was thinking maybe get mid-table. So I can't be too disappointed with some of the results we've had recently, because we're still doing far better than I was expecting. But to be in this position where we have a very good chance of qualifying not just for Europe, but for qualifying for the Champions League as well, I would be disappointed if we did fall off a little bit. This is going to be a very, very difficult game though. PSG absolutely battered us last week, or 2 weeks ago now. Was that last week or the week before? I can't even remember. My concept of time is non-existent, but we did play them at home, and let's just say they made it their home. They absolutely annihilated us, so I can only imagine how difficult this away game is going to be. But listen, we've been up against the odds before, and we've come out swinging, so let's try and give it another go here. PSG versus Montreal, and it's the first full game of the episode. It is our first ever trip to the Parc des Princes, and I would love to make this a memorable one for all the right reasons. It's still really annoying me that the Montreal crest doesn't come up in the graphic there for Ligue 1. I think that's just because, of course, in real life, Montreal aren't a real life French team. We've obviously taken them from the MLS and put them into the French League, but still, it's kind of annoying. Is it like a copyright thing? I don't know. If you know in the comments, please do feel free to explain. But as much as I'm looking forward to playing at this stadium, I am a little bit apprehensive about how difficult this game may be. Listen, we're far and above where I expected us to be at this stage of the season, so I can't complain too much, as I said earlier. But still, I don't want to get battered at the same time. I think we've come too far to be getting absolutely rinsed by these boys again. But when you look at some of the players they have in their team, it just goes to show how good they actually are. But anyways, again, another thing as well I need to apologise for. Sorry if you can hear the fan in the background. It's still very warm here in Ireland. So yeah, apologies if that's making some noise in the background. It'll eventually become white noise and you won't be able to hear it. At least I hope so anyway. But of course, at the time of recording, or excuse me, at the time of premiering, I should say, PSG are about an hour away from playing the second leg of the Champions League semi-final against Arsenal. Very interested to see how that goes. So Arsenal are looking for a good result away from home against PSG, and so are we. Let's see if we can right the wrongs of the reverse fixture of this and keep a little bit of momentum behind PSG in second place. Or let's just go 1-0 down straight away and completely capitulate like I think many were expecting us to. That is such a frustrating start. Why am I not surprised? I've edited some of the tactics as well to try and make the defence a lot more compact. But once again, they're just given too much space. They passed it around so quickly. I think that was Ramos who hits it first time. And we are 1-0 down straight away. Well, I know we normally say never a dull moment on this channel. Oh, no, it was Joselu, I should say. Don't know why I thought it was Ramos. We normally say never a dull moment on this channel, but with PSG, this is becoming a little bit too regular. Of course, listen, that was the most, or one of the most intriguing things about this career mode for me, was taking a team who aren't even from France, just a region who is known for speaking French, and trying to see if they can conquer PSG in Ligue 1. As I said, the main goal is to win the Champions League in this career mode, but I also do want to win the league title as well. But it's going to be very, very difficult. That's why I would love to qualify for the Champions League as well. Get that revenue in from qualifying for Europe's elite tournament. And then, invest it back into the team. There's Antunes now. We're seeing a lot of the ball at the moment. Lepal GSP, have a go from distance. I could feel like he was going to get closed down there, so decided to have a shot, but they still closed it down anyway. Oh, but GSP's done well there to intercept. Unfortunately, it goes out for a throw-in, which Neves will take. What a player he is as well, João Neves. Oh, and look at this again. All the space they've been given. Here's Frenkie de Jong. Kvaratskhelia. Oh, brilliant tackle there by Kevin Owens. He is having an absolutely brilliant time at the moment. He's been so clutch when it comes to intercepting in crucial positions. He really has. GSP wins a free kick there. Not going to take it quickly. Let's try and regroup ourselves. Twanzebe over to Siddiqui. And now Sanchez. Come on. Here's Lepal. Sanchez. Lepal's in again. It didn't seem quick enough. Didn't react quick enough, really, more than anything. PSG intercept. Here's Rodrigo. What a signing that is for PSG. Oh, and Frenkie de Jong is in again. Another great signing for them, but thankfully Sami Zayn was able to catch that one. Throws it out to Maurice Richard. That was a brilliant throw. Out here to the Rocket Man, who's got the pace as well. Maurice Richard has somehow missed the target. What is going on? I need to try and improve this man's attacking stats. He's missed too many penalties. Anytime he's through one-on-one, I find that his miss ratio is far too high. I'm not giving up on him, but he's not exactly resembling the hockey player's eye for goal at the moment, which is quite frustrating. Kevin Owens with another good interception. Esteban Lepal now. Go on, over the top. Summers was never going to have the pace to get there. It was a bit too heavy of a pass as well. There's Kvaratskhelia. Oh, it's a good ball to Vitinha. It's a good save. It goes back to him. Thankfully, he doesn't get the shot off. They still have it. Another save by Sami Zayn. And it's going to go out for a corner kick. Living dangerously here. I feel like that's becoming our new catchphrase as well as never a dull moment. But PSG get the corner here now, which Rodrigo's going to take. I thought Richard was injured there for a second. It looked like he was holding his shoulder there. Thankfully that goes wide. Going to play it out from the back. 5 minutes now before half-time. Come on. Let's try and create at least one more big opportunity to grab this equaliser. 1-1 I'd be absolutely thrilled with at half-time. And to be honest, I'd probably be thrilled with that at full-time as well. Oh, that's a good ball, but Lepal just can't get there. I nearly won it back, though, to be fair to him. They go back to Gianluigi Donnarumma. It's cleared away. We win the header, but right back to a PSG player. I feel like we just need the halftime break to get here now. Give ourselves a chance to regroup. 1 added minute. Looks like PSG are going to get one more opportunity. Oh, it's Vitinha. Takes the shot relatively early. Sami Zayn with the save. Twanzebe can clear it. And we can get into the halftime break and try and clear our heads. Because at the moment, we are living very, very dangerously. 1-0 to PSG going into the second half. Right, I took a bit of a breather. I've calmed myself down. No changes at halftime. I don't think anybody is playing particularly poor. But let's see if we can get off to a good start here in the second half. It's very hard to have a worse start than the first half, though. Oh, but here's Esteban Lepal. He's in a good position. Lepal! Oh my god! He's missed the target somehow. Maybe he could have squared it. I don't think Antunes would have got there, though. We nearly had as good a start to the second half to compare to the bad start we had to the first half, but unfortunately Lepal misses the target. Oh, that is super frustrating. Donnarumma now with the goal kick. Here's Kvaratskhelia. Now Rodrigo. Oh, they've caught me out of position here. Kevin Owens tracks back well, though. He has been in such good form in recent times. Got a stupid red card in the last episode in the Cup, which was absolutely ridiculous. But thankfully, it wasn't Too long we had without him. Oh my goodness me, Antunes. Right, you're coming off. You are absolutely coming off after that. And you know what I'm going to do? I find that GSP is actually doing a little bit better from the left-hand side of the attacking midfield recently. I'm going to put Maurice Richard as the cam. And I'm going to bring on Contessa, who normally does quite well when he comes on. You can't be missing chances like that, Antunes. I was going to bring on Mercier, but I'm actually going to try something a little bit different here. Is there anybody else I fancy bringing on? Not at the moment. Tucson could be called upon at some stage, though, as they bring on Barcola. The strength in depth at PSG. Listen, you come to expect it. They've got unlimited finances. But it's just mad they can bring a player like that off the bench. Just casually here in a top-of-the-table clash. But we've made a change as well. Let's see if it can make a difference for us here. Donnarumma takes the goal kick short. Here's Udogie. Now Varchgelia. Oh, here's Barcola. Oh, it's a really good ball. And that is 2-0. And that may have just sealed the 3 points for PSG. It's the man who got the hat-trick away from home. Bloody hell. Crash Bandicoot in the house. But PSG doubled their lead. Rodrigo with the finish. It's a really good goal. I have to give them credit where it's due. Defensively, I don't think we were actually too bad there. They've cut through the defensive line. And it's a really good finish as well from the Brazilian. Toe Blake, not looking very pleased about that one. But I have to hold my hands up and just say, look, it was a really good goal. And half an hour to go. It's PSG 2, Montreal 0. Well, look, I think we can be prouder, a lot more proud of this performance than we were of the performance at the Saputo Stadium. We were absolutely annihilated in that game. We've actually had a fair few chances in this game. We could get another one here with Esteban Lepal, and he pulls one back. We finally hit the target. I find that we hadn't even really tested Donnarumma much. We kept missing the target. What the hell is going on in the subs bench there? EA, get your act together. But we're getting our act together now. Esteban Lepal, on his so-called weaker foot, pulls one back here, right after conceding one. 2-1 now, 25 minutes to go. Is this the start of an incredible comeback? Let's hope so. Well, anything we can get from this game now would be fantastic. Oh, look at that. What is Twanzebe doing? Unbelievable. Sami Zayn makes a really good save, but Twanzebe just ran away from the ball. Oh, Paul looking for the ball over the top. Oh, it's actually worked out with Summers. Siddiqui. I don't believe this. Siddiqui. Yeah, that was... Anyways, moving on. Yeah, isn't it great that we're back into this game? 2-1. Brilliant finish by Lepal. Nothing has happened since, really. There's literally been no big chances since then, apart from the great save that Sami Zayn made, and then literally nothing happened afterwards. Oh, God, so frustrating to be missing big chances like that. Oh, my God. And we've missed a few in this game. I've brought Mercier on to play in the midfield. Another attacking option alongside Sanchez, who's done really well there, his GSP. Oh, good ball over the top. Lepal, please. Oh my God, he couldn't even get the shot off there. The ball went behind him. And PSG looking to break now. Barcola, he's just ran past Kevin Owens like he's not even there. Oh my God, it's a save by Sami Zayn, but it goes right back to the substitute, who's gotten PSG's third goal and has probably just sealed things for them there. Oh, the heartbreak, lads. I'm so annoyed at that. Inches away from grabbing an unlikely equaliser. And then Sami Zayn is so unlucky there, makes the save, but it just bounces back to Barcola. And he puts the ball in the back of the net. 3-1 down. 13 minutes to go. Right, let's see if there's any other changes we can make. I feel like GSP might be a little bit better as a midfield in the centre midfield. We'll put Mercier up a little bit higher. Richard there off the left. Excuse me. Let's bring on... Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Richard can go back up and to the right. Contessa on the left. Summers can come off. We'll bring on Tussin. I'm going to put Lapal as the number 10. Oh, he gets a -4 there. We'll actually put Tussin as the number 10. He did all right there when we brought him on recently. Sanchez I'll take off for Saliba, just to get on some fresh legs. I'm going to bring on Giga for Twanzebe as well. Don't think Twanzebe's been really at it today. It's unlikely we're going to get anything from this game now, but we may as well just go for it. We're no longer the top scorers in the league either. PSG will have overtaken us now. But look, I think we've held our own today, to a certain extent. We've not been dreadful. It's not been the thumping that we got at the Saputo, as I said earlier. So we can be proud, but I feel like we should have gotten something out of this game. We had enough chances. Esteban Lapal is in again, though. Oh, have I held on to it for too long? Maybe I did. Probably should have taken the shot a second or two earlier than I did. PSG now looking to go on the attack again. Oh, Giga's done really well there. We've got a cup game up next against Brest, who I have to say are a fine pair. That joke made absolutely no sense. But Richard gives away the ball. But what I was going to say was, I think Giga is going to start in that game. I'm trying to rotate in the cup as it is, just to give some of the fringe players an opportunity. But who knows? At the moment, he could be coming into the team more regularly than not. I've not really been overly happy with Twanzebe as of late. Listen, he was a free signing, former United player as well, so I have that emotional connection to him. But I just find he falls asleep quite a lot. As we get caught offside there in stoppage time. Look, I'm disappointed with this result, but I'm really pleased with the performance. I'm mostly pleased with the performance. I can't even bloody speak English at the moment. Bloody hell. Oh, let's stop them from scoring a fourth, though. No! Okay, thankfully Sami Zayn will grab that one. But we do face defeat to PSG for the second time in this series. A much better performance, though, this time round. I really think we were unlucky not to grab anything from this game. But it is the Parisians who leave with the 3 points. And they are en route to sealing yet another French title. Are here on transfer deadline day, and we did just sell Petrasso, who is a 25-year-old 67 rated winger. We got $1 million for him, so listen, not a bad chunk of change to get for a player that we never played and was past his best. Not to say that 25 is past your best, but if you're not at least 70 rated by the age of 25, you're probably not going to make it into a Ligue 1 team. And Maurice Richard is somebody who I feel like I am going to have to push further forward. I feel like his stats are going to get better if we play him in a more of an attacking position. Now, that won't be until next season, but I also do feel like we need another option off the right anyway. Contessa is a good backup option for the left, but I feel like on the right we don't really have another decent option. And this guy right here, Theo Corbianu, who I remember MGH using in a career mode many moons ago, he is somebody I'm very interested in signing. Now, I know in real life, he has his links to Toronto FC, who of course are rivals to Montreal. But listen, let's just forget about that for now. We're no longer an MLS team. We're now in Ligue 1, and we want as many Canadian players as possible. Of course, we're only allowed to sign players from French-speaking countries. So Corbianu, of course, being from Canada, is eligible for that. He's worth about $4 million. So you know what? He's back from a loan spell actually at Toronto. He's back at Granada. Let's see if this is something we are able to pull off. I think we have around 7 million in the bank now, so we should have the means to pull this off. Okay, we've got 6 million. Is there anybody I fancy swapping in this deal? Kind of want to keep Marshall Ruddy for now, just as a reserve option, as an emergency option. In the midfield, look at that from GSP, 105 million already. That is absolutely insane. Legrand could be an option. We don't really play him much, but I don't really want to sell him as well at the same time. Probably aren't going to include a player in this, by the way. I just said I'd have a look before putting in an offer. Yeah, we'll leave it for now in terms of player swap. We'll offer around his value. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky here. I'm going to go 3.8, but I'll give them a sell-on clause of 5%. Let's see if that's something they're interested in. Yes, it is. Okay. So we're getting Corbianu for a little bit under his value. We have included a sell-on clause, which might affect us negatively in the long run. But listen, hopefully Corbeanu can be somebody we keep until the end of the career mode. 72 rated at 23 years old. There's definitely room to grow there. And as I say, I remember MGH using him, I think in a create a club career mode a few years ago. And he was absolutely sensational. I've used him once or twice in the past. And he was somebody I've had my eye on now for a while for this career mode. So, we'll offer him... I'll try sporadic, but he'll probably want rotation. Oh no, he's happy to take sporadic. Happy days. He's happy to take a 5-year deal as well, so he's committed to the cause. Lovely stuff. We'll disregard the release clause. He's on $6,600 at the moment. I'll give him a little bit of an increase. We'll go 8.5. Give him a little signing bonus as well of... Let's give him 50,000. And you know what? I'm feeling generous. If you make 10 appearances, which you probably will, you can make another 50k. What do you say, Theo? Do you want to come to the French-speaking side of Canada? Oh my god. We have insulted him. Well, I was not expecting that. They are walking out of the room. Was that really an insulting offer? Oh my god, he's pissed. He is pissed off. Oh shit. Okay, so Theo Corbeanu is not going to be the guy we bring into the club here in January. That is really frustrating. Okay, so I've had a look at a few of the options we have in the shortlist, and I'm looking at this guy here, Morandi. I know he's a cam, but he can also play on the right-hand side. A left-footed player is what I'm looking for as well. I didn't actually mention that when we were going for Corbeanu. So my thought process here is we can either try loaning this guy in, Morandi, although I don't know if Everton will be willing to do that, or we can just sign him straight out and then maybe try and use him in a swap deal in the summer to bring Corbeanu in. Because I really do want to sign Theo Corbeanu. I'm really frustrated at that. This guy's wage, though, is going to be a little bit higher, being a Premier League player. So I might see if I can loan him. But to be honest, I don't know if it's worth it, considering we only have a few hours left of the transfer window. I'm just going to try and sign him. Fuck it, we'll use him in a swap deal then, down the line, hopefully for Corbeanu. Or we can just sell him on. As well. So he is actually worth a little bit less than Corbeanu, so I'll probably be able to give roughly the same offer. I'm going to give him the exact same offer. Actually, no, I won't. I won't, because the sell-on clause would come back to bite me there. I'm just going to offer bang on his value, 3.9 million. Let's see what Everton have to say about that. Okay, they've accepted that. We probably could have offered a little bit less, but you know what? Better safe than sorry. Let's negotiate this here as well. Also, in the summer, I will do an episode just dedicated to transfers. I do know that somebody had reached out to me recently saying that they'd actually like to see me negotiating. Normally I do the transfers in the background and I just show you them afterwards, but I can understand why people want to see it as well. So I think the first episode of each season will be no gameplay, just transfers, or one game at most. I think that makes sense. But anyways, Morandi wants to be a rotational player. We will accept that. That's no problem. Contract-wise, we'll go 3 years, even though I only plan on keeping him for a few months, really. If there was more time in the transfer window, I would have tried to go in for a loan deal, but we are running out of time. I think there was 5 or 6 hours left. We'll disregard the release clause. His wage is going to be a little bit higher, though. I'm going to offer 40,000 up front, so slightly less than what he's on. And maybe... I was going to say maybe a signing bonus, but then I may as well just give him exactly what he's on right now. Yeah, you know what? Let's just give him exactly what he's on right now. We probably could have gone for a little bit less, but I don't want this one to break down as well. And thankfully, Morandi is happy with that. We don't get the player that we ideally wanted, but listen, this isn't a bad option either. Morandi's got Premier League experience, playing for a decent team in Everton. They're a decent team in this career mode at the very least. And they may be a team you'll be seeing on the channel in the not too distant future. There's a little teaser for you. But he comes in, he's greeted by the assistant. And Toe Blake comes in here. I love this. Oh, you're my new signing, is it? Yeah, sorry, I'm just playing Angry Birds on my phone there. I'll be with you there in a second. Bloody hell. Talk about priorities. But there he is, taking his medical. and I'm very happy to welcome him to the team. He's going to wear the number 13. Hopefully it won't be an unlucky number. I actually might change that. I've got kind of superstitions about things like that. But welcome to the team, Giotto Morandi. Well, this is fucking bullshit. Morandi is going to take just under 100 weeks, apparently, to become a right midfielder. That is so fucking stupid. But look, it's fine. It's more of a visual thing anyway. The more he plays there, the better he plays, the quicker that will take. He's only a short-term option anyway. But it's so stupid. You have it as one of your secondary positions, and it's going to take you almost 2 years to play that position. It just makes absolutely no sense. I think, to be fair, it was down to the fact that some of his stats weren't very high. I saw that his crossing was quite low, so that might be why it can take a bit longer. But still, if it's one of your alternative positions, it shouldn't take you any longer than a year to get to that position. It's really, really stupid. But anyways, we have an offer here from RC Lens to become their new manager. We are willing to offer you a base salary of $146,000 a week. Bloody hell, they're really throwing out the money to try and bring us to the club. But as flattering as your offer is, I will have to decline it. We are playing Brest up next in the last 16 of the Cup. So yes, there's 2 full games in this episode today. No highlights. Thought I'd change it up a little bit. But as I said, I will rotate a little bit in the Cups. Not completely though, because I don't want to completely disregard the Cup. I actually really want to win the Cup this year. I thought winning it was going to be our best chance of European football, but now it looks like it can just be an added bonus. Giga is going to come into the team for Twanzebe. Wasn't very happy with his performance against PSG. Listen, it's a tough opponent, but Twanzebe is famously known for having a very good performance against PSG in a similar formation, so maybe my expectations were a little bit too high, to be fair. But Dia I have put in as well for Cornelius. Cornelius was a little bit tired, so he's not even in the squad. Carpentier is going to come in for Siddiqui. After missing that chance there against PSG, I feel like he needs to be taught a lesson, so we have left him out of the squad today. We've kept Sanchez in there. Catessa out on the left. Morandi is going to make his debut on the right. I am actually going to play Richard as a cam in this game. Let's just see how it goes. So playing them in the opposite position to what you might think. Tussin up front. I need to learn how to actually say his name, because I feel like I say it about 5 different ways. I think it's Tosin. Yeah, I'll figure it out afterwards. GSP still captaining the team there, playing on the left-hand side of the attacking midfield, and Sami Zayn still between the sticks. So let's get into it. Last 16, up against Brest. Let's hope we can advance on through to the quarterfinals. I've just checked as well. It's Tosin. I've just checked there. Thank you, pronouncenames.com. I don't know how accurate you are all the time, but let's just go with it. Tosin is how we have to say our striker's name. I've been calling him Tusin. I've been calling him all different sorts of names, but now we know what the actual one is, Tosin. But Brest are going on the attack here. But thankfully we intercept. Here's GSP now over to Sanchez. Really would love to win this cup though. We went on a decent run last year before Leon actually stopped us in our tracks. I think that was actually in this stage of the competition as well, the last 16, so we're looking to go one better than we did last season. Here's Tosin. We're finally able to pronounce his name correctly. Oh, and he very nearly opened up the scoring as well. Forces a good save from the keeper. But we are the ones with the first big opportunity of the game. Morandi here making his debut is going to whip this in. I did change his number as well from 13 to 16. For some reason, I only like number 13 when it's on a goalkeeper. I think the exception to that rule was Ji-Sung Park. But it just feels like more of a goalkeeper's number, so when I have it for an outfield player, it's just, I don't know, I feel like the unlucky 13 just creeps in a bit there. So we changed it to 16. Richard gets dispossessed there. Looking forward to seeing how he performs today as a cam. Because Antunes is decent, but he's definitely somebody who I knew that we were always going to excuse me, have to get a bit of an upgrade on. Really good in League 2, but in League 1, he's an okay squad player, but we will have to improve on him at some stage. But hopefully Maurice Richard can just slot in there and partner GSP in the attacking midfield positions. And then we can invest in a new winger. I still want Corbianu, but to be fair, we're probably going to need 2 wingers. Although we do have Catalan out on loan as well, who's growing very, very nicely over Udinese, so I'll be very intrigued to see what his rating is when he comes back to the club. But here's George St. Pierre, played really well. Oh, in the round of 32 of this competition, Berkey has just made a fantastic save there. How are we not winning this game? Unbelievable. Some of the goalkeeping performances from both ourselves and the opposition in this career mode have been absolutely sensational. Sami Zayn with a good save there. The only thing about Sami Zayn is I do feel like he makes a similar mistake to what Andre Onana makes a lot of the time. He's a bad habit of parrying the ball out back towards the opposition, which is a little bit frustrating. Here's George St. Pierre though. He's in again, and would you bloody believe it? It's been saved again. Oh my god. We need to get these goalkeepers drug tested. Honestly, the amount of brilliant saves they make, the quick reflexes. A little bit suspicious if you ask me. I'm obviously joking. Oh, but I tell you what won't be a joke is if we go 1-0 down here. Brilliant by Kevin Owens. He may have got sent off in the last round of this competition, but that was absolutely ridiculous, as a lot of you will know. Oh, that's a good ball though for Tosin. He's in again. Can he score? Yes, he can. He also had a brilliant performance in the round of 32 of this competition, scoring 2 in that 7-1 win against the JCO, and now he's put us 1-0 up here against Brest. Esteban Lepal applauding his fellow striker there on the bench. Well, he's done really well anytime we brought him on, Tosin, so I did want to make sure we rewarded him with starts as much as possible for a rotation player. So I thought, especially here in the early stages of the Cup, we'll give him the nod over Esteban Lepal. And he's greatly accepting that chance at the moment. 2 goals in the round of 32. He scored here now as well in the last 16. We've been the better team, we've been on top, and now the scoreline is reflecting that. 1-0 here with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Lovely stuff. But as we know, it's never over till it's over in this career mode. There's Kamara over to Balde. Oh, I tell you what. That was a decent strike. Why does he look about 106 years old? Bloody hell, he looks ancient. What am I doing? I should know better. We don't mock people's ages on this channel. It never ends well. Gerard Piqué will tell you a thing or two about that. JJ will also remind people of that as well. Bloody hell. If you know, you know. That was back when my channel had less than 100 subscribers, and we're currently on the road to 600 subscribers, lads. I think we're at 558 at the moment, so if you are enjoying this episode and if you've enjoyed the series so far, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. It is greatly appreciated. A lot of exciting plans coming up. I've got my 3 career modes decided for FC26. I'm really, really excited for all of them. And we do have some live series coming up as well in the not too distant future. So please keep an eye out on the community tab for updates on that as they come in. Can we update the scoreline here though, right at the end of the half? Tosin again, good block by the defender. I didn't think we were going to get the chance to have another shot there. We do. Referee being very kind with the added time here. It's GSP on this corner. I was going to put Richard on it, but you know what? Actually, let's put Morandi on this. Let's test out his in-swingers. Not a bad ball in. Oh, we actually do win the header, but not... Or we can't get it on target, I should say. Kevin Owens' shot is blocked. And that should be half-time now as we approach the 5th minute of the 1 added on. But we are 1-0 up here at half-time. And we are halfway to the quarterfinals of the Coupe de France. No changes at half-time. Very happy with how we're performing at the moment. I feel like Brest are a little bit lucky to only be 1-0 down. I was going to make another joke there, but I'm glad I didn't. Need to get my mind out of the gutter. This ain't CBS Sports. We respect Brest around here. Yeah, that sounded a lot better in my head. But anyways, I'll tell you what would be even better in this game would be if we could get a second goal. Hard to believe, though, that we're already over halfway through Season 2. I feel like this career mode has absolutely flown by. Timber has gone to Nottingham Forest. Very, very big signing for them. But if we do qualify for the Champions League for Season 3, I'll be really intrigued to see how we get on. I really will. And the financial benefit we'll get from being in that competition will be greatly accepted. There's so many players that you could see there on the shortlist that I'd absolutely love to bring into the club. And I'm looking forward to seeing what regens might pop up as well. I don't want to go overboard on the regens and free agent signings, but if we can make 1 or 2 decent ones, it'll be very greatly accepted. Here's Contessa now. Something else that'd be greatly accepted would be a second goal here. George St. Pierre, Tosin. Defender was able to get in the way of that. Berkey then will pick it up. And they're going to try and play it up from the back. Half an hour to go here. And we are halfway to the Coupe de France quarterfinals. The board objective was just to get to the last 16. So we've already achieved that objective. We'll be exceeding that here, as long as we win. But my goal is to win it. I'm not sure PSG are still in this tournament. I'm going to assume they still are. But I'd really like if they got knocked out. But we will have a look after this game, all going well. Losing the ball a little bit too much for my liking here, though. Might have to look at making some changes. That was a good interception there, though. Here's Giga over to Morandi. And now Carpenter. Sanchez over to GSP. Here's Tosin. Can he get his second and our second? Yes, he can. 20 minutes to go. He's doubled our advantage. And we are in a great position now to advance on through to the quarterfinals of the Coupe de France. He's been really, really clutch anytime we've brought him off the bench. We are rewarding him here by putting him into the starting 11 in the cup games. And he is reaping those rewards at the moment. 2-0 here to Montreal. And Brest. It's not looking like a very good... Yeah, no, I'm not going to finish that sentence either. I'm going to stop making those inappropriate jokes now. But I'm also going to look at making some changes. You know what? Marshall Ruddy, let's bring him on the left-hand side. Contessa's a little bit tired. We'll give Summers a rest altogether. What else will I do? Let's bring on Saliba as well for Sanchez. Sorry, I brought on Sadiki there by accident. Let's bring on Saliba. This Charles guy is a left-back. I just got him as a free agent. For some reason, I thought he was a centre-back when I signed him. I just completely overlooked the fact that he was a left-back. But I don't think he's plays too bad as a centre-back. He gets a -2. It's not too bad. We'll put him on the left-hand side there. Put Dia in the middle. Give Kevin Owens a rest. And I think I'll also bring on Mercier and give GSP a rest. Why not? Freshen things up. We actually do have a league game a few days later, also against Brest. There's so many jokes I want to make, but I've got respect for the female body, so I'm not. Oh my god, I'm digging this hole even bigger for myself. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Forget I even said anything. We're 2-0 up. Oh my god. If I wasn't recording a game right now, if I was just in the menu, you bet your bottom dollar I would be restarting this recording. But we're in a good position here. Don't want to have to restart this game just because I've made a few questionable comments. Oh, I was asking people to subscribe earlier. Bet those people will have subscribed to some other content as well. Okay, that one sounded more clever in my head. I'll stop now. The joke is getting old. But something that's not getting old is these types of performances. Really, really happy with how we've performed today. And it's good to see that even with some of the rotational players, there doesn't seem to be any sort of drop-off. Here's Maurice Richard, though. Been a little bit quiet today. Oh, but it's a great run from Rocket Richard. And he's missed the bloody target. Oh my goodness me. He did everything right. He's done the hard part. He beat the keeper. It's inches away from the post. And somehow he's put it wide. You know what? I think that's when you just have to accept that it's not your day. I'm going to make another change. I'm going to put Morandi as the number 10 alongside Mercier. And I'll bring on Summers. Why not? Put him on the left-hand side. Marshall Ruddy can go back over to his more favoured right-hand side. But listen, it's good to see, though, that he can get himself into positions like that, Maurice Richard. There's just still a few stats we need to work on. But listen, he is going to be a superstar, believe you me. Which also happens to be the name of my favourite MMA podcast. If you know, you know. Shout out to Michael Bisping, Paul Felder, Brian and Harrington. 7 minutes left. Can we get a third goal? Completely wrap things up here. Here's Mercier. Can he go one better than what Maurice Rocket Richard did? Oh, yes, he can. That's how you do it, Maurice. Brilliant finish by Mercier. It's only his second goal for the club. The first since his debut. Which, when I was looking at the stats, I was quite shocked about. I just assumed that we had scored quite a few with him. But it's actually only goal number 2. But he feels like such a solid player anytime we've brought him off the bench. Very good strike there with his so-called weaker foot. It's 3-0 here now against Brest. Game, set and match. We are heading on through to the quarterfinals of the Coupe de France. I nearly said Champions League there. Bloody hell. Getting far too ahead of myself at the moment. His first cup goal of the season. Second in all competitions. Oh, but Brest are looking to pull one back here. Good block by Dia. And thankfully that will trickle out wide. What's going on here? Oh, I thought he'd given a penalty there for some reason. It was offside. I heard the whistle blow. Thought there might have been a foul off the ball. I'm not going to lie, bricked my pants there a little bit. There was another joke there that I'm not going to make. Not going to make it. I'm going to resist temptation and not make the joke. But Sami Zayn, he's got a haluva kick. He's cleared that away. Let's just leave that go out. And that is the full-time whistle. A 3-0 win here in the Coupe de France. We advance on through to the final 8. Can we go all the way and win our first official trophy, our first major honour of this career mode? I really feel like we play our cards right. We very much have a great chance at doing so. Well, you know what's better than one Brest? Two Brest. Okay, I'll stop now. I've had enough. But you know what? I wasn't actually going to play any highlights on this episode, but the cup draw still hadn't been made, so I thought, you know what? We'll play the next league game, we'll advance on through and see who we got in the cup. And we did have to play Brest again here in the next game. They went 1-0 up here from a penalty kick. It was the first highlight of the game. And normally when the first highlight is a penalty to the opposition, it normally means things aren't going to go well. But thankfully, this wasn't one of those times. Esteban Lepal, we rested him in the cup. He was back here in the league. It was Tosin who scored twice against Brest in the cup, but it was Esteban Lepal here. The first goal coming after 33 minutes, getting us the equaliser, and then this brilliant finish here with about half an hour to go, which put us in front and sealed the 3 points here and put us back up into the Champions League places in the league, because we had actually dropped down to 5th after the other teams had played. But we are back up into a Champions League spot now. Let's have a look at the league table before we wrap things up and also see who we get in the cup quarter-final. I can finally reveal to you the opponent we have in the Coupe de France. It is Grenoble, who are actually our first ever opponent in this career mode. We played them on match day 1 in season 1, episode 1, and now we are playing them in the final 8 of the Coupe de France. So throwing it back to day 1 of this series, and hopefully we can advance on through to the semi-finals. Still some very tough teams left in it though. As you can see there, PSG still in the tournament with a pretty tough tie for them, to be fair, against Marseille, although I would argue it's probably tougher for Marseille, but still. Lyon playing FC Lorient, and Paris FC playing against Chris Hansen's least favourite team in this division, FC Nantes. If you know, you know. But let's have a look here at the league table as well. We have dropped down to 3rd place, but we have played 1 game less than Nice, who are in 2nd place. But our next game is against our bogey team in this series, FC Lorient. They have beaten us every time we've played them here. They got promoted with us in Season 1. And despite the fact we actually finished above them, they beat us twice in League 2. And they also beat us here, giving us our first of the 5 L's that we have there in the league, in League 1 as well. So hopefully we can finally get that victory against them. We can finish the story and jump back up into 2nd place. But regardless, we are having a very strong season. We're in a better position than I could have dreamed of, and let's hope we can keep that form going. But that will do it for this episode, lads. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, please do hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel as well. As I said earlier, we are getting closer and closer to 600 subscribers. Would absolutely love to hit that before the end of this series. So if you are enjoying this series, please do consider hitting that button. I'll be back on here again on Friday for the next episode of this career mode. Au revoir and take care.